You are listening to listener-supported Elisha Space podcast, where we discuss mental health awareness issues and faith. Quite often, those who struggle with depression and anxiety experience tightening of muscles. During counseling sessions, I often suggest the client see a registered massage practitioner. Today, I have with me Aura Abrams, a registered massage practitioner and instructor. Join as we discuss how massage can help those who deal with anxiety and depression. So let's get started.
Hello, thank you for joining us, audience, with another episode of Elisha Space. I am so excited. I am so pumped and ready to talk with you with, because I have this amazing guest, the one, the only, the wonderful, well, I guess I can't think of enough adjectives as far as how awesome she is. Aura Abrams. And Aura works in the area of massage and helping people become more comfortable and get to a path of healing. And quite often, when I work with people who are dealing with issues of depression and anxiety, it is not and also trauma. When I think about it, Aura, it is not uncommon for people to have um, pain in their body that a lot of times, audience, what affects you in your heart, what affects you in your soul, also can affect you in your body. And so quite often when I talk with people, I will make a suggestion that they get or work with somebody who is an expert in massage and working with the muscles and helping you get momentum back in certain areas, and as a way to kind of get that release you need within your body so that you can physically feel like you're going forward in a place of um, peace and getting greater healing in that. So I thought it would be wonderful if I brought on Aura, because I have actually recommended her to, or recommended you. I don't mean to talk to you in third person, but I want to talk to the audience too, to some of my clientele. And I thought it would be really good if I were to, if you were to come on the show and just talk a little bit about what you do and and how you can help them. So I was just wondering, um, how did you get started doing this? What was your journey? What did it look like for you?
Hello, Elijah. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for this invitation. Um, for me, it was really interesting the path. I feel that was inside of my soul all this time,
Hmm.
and um,
I feel the
I'm
same way too about counseling. That this is my calling. This is what I was
yeah,
always meant to do. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Yep.
no worries.
Yeah.
And I feel that I had beautiful people around me that definitely um, guided me, or they were right there to tell me important statements about myself and how how my hands feel on them, because I can have that reference when I touch myself is how you touch yourself is you don't feel magic.
Right.
So um definitely we had a past in the family where we know the power of touch, and we did massage each other when we was feeling sick, or we needed comforting if I was falling as a kid. My dad was always just giving me a massage here or there, wherever my knee was hurting, or my wrist was bruised, or he was taking care of me, and I knew that I can receive comfort like that. Well, when I was like around 13 years old, one of my friends, she had ugly pain
Mhm.
during her period. So I decided to ask her if she allows me to touch her and massage her.
Mhm.
And she was open to it because the pain was so great that actually she was like, I would have done anything. So
Right.
yes.
I get
Um,
that. I used to get really bad pains like that too, so I get it. Right.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So I did give her the first massage and she was like, "Oh my god, it's amazing. I feel great." So became like a norm for us. Every time during that time of the month, I was just massaging her. And in some point she told me, "Aura, this is truly something. You have something in your hands that you should share with more people, not just us, the people that we are, family and close friends."
Right.
At 13 years old, I didn't make too much of it,
Who
but
makes that?
definitely
Who
sit
takes those
inside
things
of me.
seriously when you're 13, right? So,
Yeah, but sit inside of me, and because was there, apparently a seed was just started to grow.
mhm.
And by the time I was 17, I wanted to go to massage school.
Mhm.
So that's how my path started.
Wow, that is so cool. So you went to massage school when you were no, 17? So
Yes.
this is like seriously something this has always been in your trajectory. This is not something, oh, I'll try it out and things like that. This is something you knew this was something you wanted to do. That's so cool.
Yes, when I went to the school, actually, what I said to everybody was that, hey, I feel that I'm doing something right, but I want to have the knowledge as well that I'm doing something right.
Mhm.
I wanted to pair it with everything that was out there known already. I did felt things like, oh my God, how people are holding their emotions in their body, and how, the they somato um, feel all of uh, the emotions just translate into how they stand, how they walk, how they.
Right.
So I definitely felt all of that, but I just needed to put the knowledge with it as well.
Okay. Okay. Well, that is pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. And my other question for you is, what do you have a story of, like, a awesome, amazing experience a client has had with you, and what was like the result from that? What was it like to work with that individual?
Oh my God, I have so many stories. I'm gonna try to pick one. Um, I think I'm just so blessed to be so close to them in this journey.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, yes, I
it's really
totally
a
get that because I feel the same way about my clients. But yeah.
yeah, it's really a privilege because they share things that they either forgot that even happened to them, or um and for the purposes of uh respecting HIPAA and the privacy of people, because I
Right.
have basically two careers in Romania and here, I'm going to refer to people that I had in Romania.
Mhm.
Um, so this particular person came to me, and I just felt a great inflammation, and I don't even know how to tell you exactly how, because the touch, sometimes I don't find the words for everything that I feel. But
Mhm.
I felt a greater inflammation in her legs and abdominal, and I didn't know what to make of it.
Mhm.
And I asked her if it's anything there that, you know, she holds on to.
Hmm.
And
It's good. That's good. Go ahead. I'm listening. Mhm.
and in the first place, she couldn't really, grasp on what that could be, because in her present time, everything was great. Everything
Right.
was awesome.
Right.
And in some point she, I was like, it's just something that you hold on, and I feel it like in your belly. I don't know what is it. And she went on and just thinking about my question. I didn't even knew that she was keep thinking about my question. I was just going with my massage.
Right.
And in some point she was like, oh my God, yes, I do hold on to something. And she started crying. And I didn't even knew that was my first ever experience when somebody had such a strong emotional release.
Mm-hmm.
And I stopped massaging her. I give her some space.
Right.
I sat with her and just tried to create that space with her. And I realized after she calmed down that she said she was holding a lot of guilt because she made an abortion when she was young.
Okay.
And she didn't think about it until that particular moment ever again. And because of thinking of that moment, she was thinking, oh my God, what age would have been, how would have looked, all the thoughts that they are very strong and very dear to her.
Right.
And after all of that release, after she calmed down and everything, I asked her, should I continue? And she was like, sure. When I went back into her abdomen, was just so peaceful there. And I didn't felt that, I don't know,
Tension or
almost watery, bloaty type of feeling that was before. And was the most amazing moment for me at the beginning of my career. And in that moment was when I understood that, it's okay to ask open questions. It's okay to just, allow the body to express itself. And it's okay to acknowledge that I feel something here, although I don't know what is it, but my client will know. So that's one of my many, but the first one.
I think that is an amazing, amazing story. I had goosebumps when you told that story because it just shows how um, things are so interconnected that it physically affects our body. And the reason why I went, when you talked about that is because there is a tie with inflammation and holding on to things. If we have problems with letting go, whether it have to be like a relationship or if it has to do with a connection, maybe if even physical things, if we have difficulty letting go of things, it affects us in our body, and so that's why I said, because, and that's the benefit of working with someone in massage, because it helps with what you do. It helps to provide that release. It lets the body know, you're no longer in a situation of um, having to tense up in that area because you've released it. It
Yeah.
allows that body or the body to go ahead and do that, because sometimes the body doesn't know what's going on. The body just knows, okay, this is happening. We need to, in its own way, protect our person. That's all the body knows, you
Yeah.
know. So that is so cool. That is so cool. I love that story. All
Thank
right.
you.
That is so cool. So I know too, like some people are uncomfortable with touch, um, because they, some people are uncomfortable with touch, especially people that have had an experience with some size, shape, or form of a trauma, or maybe there was an abuse that occurred, which is also a type of trauma. Um, I was just wondering how you assist your new clients so that they can be more comfortable with what their experience is with you.
Thank you so much. It's a great question. I did had many people that they were coming for their first session, their first
Hmm.
first massage. Well, when I get that information from them, that means to me that I will walk them through the session. And I explained to them that all the touch that I'm doing, it's with their consent, and I will always, respect if they feel like it's a sensitive area, or they want lower pressure, or just any indication, any communication that they do to me.
So you
For
respect their boundaries, it sounds like. You
Yes,
find out from them what their boundaries are. Okay.
yes.
Okay.
So I will say it's two ways. Sometimes people are afraid of having pain in a certain area where actually they do need work.
Mhm.
I had a wonderful lady that she was saying that she has issues with her feet, and she may not want her feet to be worked at all.
Mhm.
Which, when I got there, when I started massaging with her consent, I was like, do you want me to just, with my expertise, to go there and see how is it? When I went there and she allowed me to go there, she guided me, and I was asking her, is this too much? Is this okay? Is this so? The most beautiful part at the end, she was saying to me, "Oh my God, I actually found a great pleasure just by you massaging my feet, and I just had awful experiences before, and mostly just going to a pedicure because she said was too much pressure, and that's
Mm.
why I was running from it, but she needed it." Or there are other people that they definitely went to a trauma, and for example, like a chest touch, like
Right.
right here.
Mhm.
Um, Sometimes people feel like it's too close to them,
Mhm.
and I do have certain people that they tell me to don't go there, and I just ask them, it's okay above, are you feeling better if I'm like on the neck?
Right.
And I just adjust, and but basically, when I have a new person for the first time, they have their massage session, I walk them through everything, and I find it that's that's what is very comforting to people.
Okay. Okay. That's what, so you respect their boundaries and you ask permission. You know,
Yes.
you ask permission. And it, because a lot of times it's kind of like um, you know, I don't want to call people little kids, but it's kind of like I don't want to do that. Little kid, it's like that. I don't want to do that. And then when they start to have the experience, they're kind of like, okay, well, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe I'll try it. So,
Hmm.
so that's so cool. I think that's great that you do that, and it's 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 so appreciated that you respect people's boundaries when it comes to their body, especially people that have dealt with trauma, because that's not something they're necessarily accustomed to. They're more accustomed to people not respecting their boundaries. So it's a very healing thing, it sounds like, when they're coming to see someone like you because you're asking permission first.
For me, how I feel in my sessions with everybody, it's we are a team. We are in a
Mm,
partnership together,
right,
and we try to address whatever, a issue is. And we address it together. They
right.
take deep breaths on the table, and I work with my pressure and with my moves to just try to release that. But
Yes.
it's always better, and it's always a greater result when they work with me. So
Hmm.
I'm ready, every time, for those type of partnerships, and I'm ready to connect with them and be, hand in hand, and let's do this together.
Right. And I think that's so important. Um, I think it's so important, even in counseling, in doing a therapy session, it is a partnership because you can only go so far unless that person is wanting to um, get help or make changes in order to get the help that's there, So it almost sounds like uh, you kind of have to be prepared, or you have to be at a place where, okay, whatever it takes within of course, restrain. Whatever it takes, I want to get this help. You know,
Yes.
I think
Yes.
that's so important. Because
Yes.
that's how I see it as well. Um, so what would somebody's experience be? If they're going to be getting a massage from you, or what does that look like?
Well, I can tell you from the stories that I hear from other people because I can massage myself, so I can give myself a session to really have an accurate, um, impression of what I offer.
Hmm.
But um, many people tell me that it's just um, at the end of the session, they come out of the room and they tell me, oh, I can stay straight a lot easier. It's not the effort.
Wow,
Um,
that is so awesome.
wow,
Yeah.
wow, I don't feel that weight anymore. I felt a weight on my chest and it's not there anymore.
Hmm.
Wow, I feel a bit dizzy woozy.
Hmm.
uh, and I can sleep probably 30 hours.
Hmm.
Um, wow, I can move a lot better and I have great range of motion. Um, oh, I can go and just attack the world. I'm good.
Hmm.
I have many people that they're just coming out of the room and they just tell me how they feel immediately. But I've heard from all the people that they're coming regularly that they tell me that even with repeated sessions, it's different every time. Feels like every time it's something else that is getting readjusted, fixed. Um, and in some point, I had the image of like multiple Rubik cubes
Hmm.
that creates this person. And every time we just solve one at a time. And the person feels more aligned and more, established. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see the first session, it's beautiful to see the second session, and so on. It's just beautiful the whole journey.
Well, that sounds um, wonderful. Now, I'm going to ask you another question here since we've got some more time. But I
Sure.
also recognize that quite often with massage, because some of the toxins in the body experience a release, that is it common for people to kind of feel a little under the weather for a little bit? And what can they do if they feel that way?
Well, it's a great question again. Yes, it is very possible. And that is due to the fact that probably they don't drink enough water, they don't get
See?
enough rest,
Hmm.
and um, that is always what I recommend. Make sure you drink enough water because your body needs to eliminate all of those toxins. And second, make sure you rest as your body is asking you because that's how the body is coming back to balance.
Yes, yes. I talk a lot about the importance of rest. You know, I mention quite often that rest is, you know, within the word restoration is the word rest. So quite often talk about that with people and say that that is vital to you being in a healing journey, you taking some time for yourself and being intentional about getting rest. And because a lot of people sleep, but they don't necessarily have a restful sleep. And what I hear you saying is similar, that they need to make sure that they're being intentional about getting the sleep that they need for themselves.
Yes, yes, that
And
is
that
true.
and that helps to alleviate them from feeling kind of under the weather if there's release of toxins and their body is responding to that.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything else that they could do? Um,
Well, always exercise helps.
okay.
Light exercise because
Okay.
I'm not talking about running miles here. I'm just talking about really like going for a walk. That could be a way of resting their mind, but still having a good movement in the body.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so they can, for example, go and listen to this podcast on a little walk.
Right, right.
Um, and that will be very, very, calming to the mind. In the same time, I do recommend sometimes taking a hot bath with Epsom salt.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what Stretches.
Mm-hmm.
I love stretches, and I feel that people don't follow a stretch with deep breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is something that is very, very, very common in what I'm finding in my office. That
Right.
people are just stretching and they don't use the breath. The breath is what actually creates that stretch to really be a stretch.
Mm-hmm.
If not, it's just a movement, it's not a stretch. So that's what I will say too. And in the same time, people who feel like they can't go to sleep or they can't go to that rest, intentional rest, they can just lay down in bed and monitor their deep breathing and how the body is able to relax while they take each breath. Um, that's more so a form of meditation, but some people run from the meditation word, so it's a very calming effect on the body.
It's also about becoming centered and finding yourself being grounded too, you know.
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know so I think that's what I think about when I think about breath.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's so much that we could talk about when it comes to breath, but um and so I think it's awesome that you brought that up, because it is true. It's shown too, scientifically, that when you do the deep breathing, that you are almost to a degree like recalibrating your cells in your body, by doing the deep breathing and things of that nature. So, like I said, rest is where it's at. Um, and so, how could somebody contact you, or let's say they're listening to us and they're, in the area of, Howard County, they're in Elkridge, Columbia, um, even Baltimore County. Maybe they work in, maybe they work around you and maybe want to come and make an appointment. How can somebody contact you if they'd like to either get some more information or make an appointment with you?
Well, they can do most of it online. Um, I have a website, and my website is www.auramassagemd.com.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, they can see the services that I offer, and they can also make an appointment through the website. But if they have specific questions and they want to get in touch with me, I prefer a text with all, the questions and a detailed message to the number 240-676-2991. And when I receive that text, I will definitely reach out back as soon as I have a window. And that's how everybody's getting in touch with me.
Okay. Okay. Well, that sounds great. So, audience, in the description, you will also see Aura's information. So, if you want to kind of look at her website or make an appointment, you should be able to go into the description of the site and see that. And it'll also have her, if you have questions, a phone number there that you can send to her through text so that she can take the time out to respond and answer any questions you might have. So this concludes this episode of Elisha Space. I thank you, audience. It is an honor and a privilege for you to take out the time of your day to listen in and get these little tidbits of information to kind of help you within your healing journey. So I encourage you and I speak uh, life to you and hope to you and tell you to go forth. May you experience greater hope and healing as you move forward in your healing journey. Thank you for joining us today, Aura. It was truly a privilege.
Thank you so much. I feel the same. Thank you.
All right. Until next time, audience. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to Elisha's Space, where we discuss issues of mental health and faith. If you would like to connect with Aura Abrams at Aura Massage, you can go to the website at www.auramassagemd.com or call 240-676-2991. Like our shows? Subscribe so you can be in the know of upcoming episodes. Now go move forward in your healing journey.